Hello, Josie here. Are you ready for the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? And are you sure? Okay, here we go. You gotta be aware of the flashy ones. Really gotta be aware of the flashy ones. Especially the flashy ones that really ain't got it like that. They just pretend. They're playing pretend. And or rather, they have not prioritized what is necessary and what is not necessary in their lives. You know, when I was in my teens and I got my first credit card, no one explained to me, how credit really worked, as well as how best to use credit, when to use it, when not to use it. And the sad thing is that my own parent actually stated that they got their start, they got their gain playing with credit cards. And I didn't understand what they meant by that, but basically they used credit cards as a tool to advance them into a certain lifestyle that they wanted. They leveraged the use of credit cards. And they did not share with me how best to use credit cards. They basically wanted to watch me fail. Now, what does this have to do with what I said earlier in the video? You have people that are frauds. Straight up frauds. And they're doing things in life because they want to be seen as being better than, bigger than others. They will use not only credit cards, but they'll steal, they'll set up, they'll manipulate people in order to get what it is that they want and what they think is necessary and important when it's not. Materialistic things. If you look at certain individuals in this world that have a high net worth, you will see that these individuals, not all of them, but a lot of them, their wealth is quiet. They're not flashy with it. And if you really pay attention, you will notice that the clothes that they wear are actually premium. They're premium. They're high quality. You just may not know the brand. Until you look up the brand, you say, oh wow, their prices are really high. But that's the main problem. You're looking at the price of things. You're not looking at the quality of things. Years ago, I'm in an area right now. And during this season, which is Easter season, my mother would take us to go and get a new suit and new shoes and so on and so forth. And we went to this one shoe store in this area of town in Houston, which is a very upscale area of town. And I was really kind of surprised we went to this area because even at the age of like 9, 10 years old, I knew and or recognized wealth. Not money, wealth. Not just by the vehicles, but by the quality of what I would see in certain areas. And we went to the shoe store, and she had us pick out shoes that we liked, right? And this was a game that she was playing because God had tested her. God was testing her to see how she was going to respond. She shouldn't have even played this game to begin with. Went to the shoe store. Right off the bat, I found it very interesting that none of the shoes had a price on them. None of them had a price on them. I'm looking on the bottom of the shoe. I'm not seeing a price. You know what I did? Okay, whatever. She told me to look for shoes. We're going to look for shoes. I pick out the shoes that I like. They were brogues. Very nice, very sophisticated shoe. I still like that shoe to this day. My mother asked the salesperson, "How much is this shoe here?" He says, "Ma'am, your child has very, very good taste. These shoes like $400, $400 or $500. And she said, oh no. Put those back. And I was a little bit perturbed. Why would you bring us to this area of town knowing the area that we're living in, or that this is, and expect a Payless price shoe? It was a test. There are certain individuals that got it. They got it. And there are others that don't. And then those that don't, they want it so bad, they are willing to do any and everything to try to acquire it. It really is quite toxic as well as sad. Because these people will even go against their own family, loved ones, to try to get it. And keeping them at a lower standard of life because they want it and they don't want the other to have it. So you got to be careful when you look at people that are flashy. They got the newest this, newest that, logo this, logo that. They got to drive the most expensive vehicle. They got to front and get a third or fourth hand high price vehicle that they can't even afford to sustain. They can't even afford to take care of it. If they do take care of it, they have to take care of it themselves, their own hands. They can't go to a quality mechanic and have the work done. If you notice, individuals that have high-priced, high-performing vehicles, they don't play around with their stuff. They go and get the work done necessary in the vehicle, the maintenance done and whatnot. They take care of it. And they know that the repairs are going to be somewhat costly. That they bought it because they like the vehicle, as well as they could afford to take care of it. There are people that cannot afford to take care of their habit. And I'm not just talking about alcohol and drugs. I'm talking about hair, weave. I'm talking about nails, extensions. I'm talking about makeup, skincare. I'm talking about all the treatments, along with the clothes, the fashion, the purses. Because they're trying to keep up. They're trying to be seen. A lot of those that are in higher positions, that have wealth, they don't have to be seen. In fact, they want to be more incognito. And you'll see a lot of that in this world when you're out and about. It's really like the wealthiest motherfuckers, excuse my language, but the wealthiest ones, their wealth is silent. They don't even look like it. So you got to be careful who you play with in this world, because you just don't know who you're entertaining, who you're being a jerk, who you're being an asshole to, who you're being a bitch to, because you're putting on a front and the other person is not fronting. They really got it. Even if they don't have the money yet, they got it inside, internally, mentally. They have it. And you just might be shitting on somebody that one day could help you up in life. And I'm going to put this on here as an addendum. For those of you that have tricked and manipulated those people that could bring somebody up to another level, to the level that they should be at, that you should not be at, if you tricked them or manipulated them out of their spot, you're fucked. You're fucked. You not only fucked yourself, but you fucked with somebody that actually was supposed to bring somebody up. They're going to make sure that person gets up now, especially when they found out the truth. They're going to make sure. They're going to back that person all the way when they find out the truth of what you did to try to sabotage another person, because you wanted to front when you know you ain't got it like that.